this is going to be my first video ever. I have been watching YouTube for a good number of years, and I finally have decided to make my own video. So I would like to try with this first one, see how it goes. And if for some reason it goes really great, then I'll continue. But if it doesn't, then that's okay. So I hope that you enjoy this. I'm going to be doing just my everyday makeup tutorial for you guys. I have a passion for makeup. I love putting makeup on other people. I love doing makeup for myself. So I figured that I would go ahead and get started. In my box of everyday things, makeup that I use on the fly. I'm a school counselor at a high school, and I work with grades 9 through 12, and so basically I have about 7 to 10 minutes to get ready first thing in the morning. I love putting on makeup, but I just can't spend a gazillion hours doing it. So I pick my products pretty carefully. A couple of things about me: I'm very fair, so I have to be kind of careful with foundation so that it doesn't oxidize on me throughout the day, which means it doesn't turn orange on me. So I have found that this is the Missha Perfect Cover BB Cream. I got that in a beauty box that I subscribed to a number of years ago. And the other thing that you're going to want to know about me is that I have dry skin. And when I say I have dry skin, I have very dry skin. So I use this Elizabeth Arden Perpetual Moisture Cream all over my face, sometimes twice a day. So I have to keep that moisturized. So I know I've already put some on today, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more on my face today, so that way you can see that I really do like the moisture. So again, I do take a pump and a little bit of that. I just take a clean beauty sponge. This one's from Real Techniques, and I'm going to go ahead and just work that into my skin. Really found that I like the coverage. I like the color. I have a very pink undertone to my skin, but if I put a lot of pink foundations on to my skin, then it ends up turning really pink throughout the day. So I found that I have to do a lot of neutral undertones. This one I've found and tried and tested a lot over the years, so I like this one a lot. I haven't worn makeup for too long. I'm 28 right now when I'm filming this, and I have been wearing makeup since I was a sophomore in college. I had a roommate. Her name was Jessie, and she introduced me to Bare Minerals, and that was my first experience. And she actually put makeup on me for the first time, and I saw my skin with it on, and I just kind of fell in love with it. I do have some redness that I like to cover up. Every now and then I'll get like an acne spot here or there, but for the most part it is just a little bit of redness and to even out my skin tone. So I do take quite a bit of time putting this on. Less time when I'm not talking in front of the camera. I have a lot of blue circles, as you could tell when I started the video. I have a lot of discoloration under my eyes. It's always been like that since I was little. And I found that as I grew older, I became more aware of it and more self-conscious about it. So in college, I found YouTube, which was great. And I started watching Pixie Woo. They have really, those girls are just wonderful. And I found Tanya Burr shortly after, and Fleur de Force. All of my beauty knowledge has really come from the British girls who have the same kind of coloration as I do. I'm English heritage. They have been very helpful. What I'm using now is the NYX Dark Circle Corrector underneath my eyes with a Real Techniques. I believe that this is a Dome Shadow Brush. I find that this is the best concealer brush that I have been able to put my hands on. So this is the one that I use. I like to play and experiment later on in the evening because I know that I'll only have to wear it for just a little while. Isn't it funny how we always pull these weird faces when we're putting on concealer? What I do is I put it in the darkest area of my eye, which is the inside corner, a tip that Nick from Pixie Woo has because she has such dark set eyes as well. I just take a little bit on my brush and just kind of put it in the darkest areas. And then what I do is I take a separate concealer afterwards and I put that on the top. So let me do that now. I've tried all sorts of different kinds of concealers. I just find that I like the consistency of this one. Because I have such dry skin, I need a moisturizing concealer. So I try to pick something that has a little bit extra, not dewiness, but a little bit extra moisture in there. And I found that this Wet n Wild Come Correct Celebrity Concealer does a good job with not only matching my skin, but covering up what I think is dark, but it also takes away some of the pink from the salmon tone concealer. So I just take a little bitty bit, and again, just put that in the same area that I put the color corrector. This time I go a little bit further out, and I'm very, very gentle with my eye area. I've already noticed that even at 28, I'm starting to kind of crease, which is a little unfortunate, but it's okay. I'll be able to set this with a powder and keep that from creasing most of the day. So I do that on both eyes. The next step that I normally do is use this Cote Airspun Powder that you can get it from Kmart, and it was around $7. So if you're looking for Cote Airspun, I know a lot of beauty girls use that. That's where I found it anyway, and I live in Central Maine, so that's where we have to find it. I use the shade Translucent. If you can get past the old grandma smell, then it's not so bad. I take it on a little Real Techniques setting brush, and I just pick up a little bit of powder, tap off the excess, and then kind of tap it under my eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I also have kind of oily eyelids, so sometimes I like to just go ahead and brush the excess off on my eyelids so that way I don't have oil on my eyelids. At this point in the makeup, Elizabeth Arden again, and I use her 8-Hour Cream, and I put that all over my lips. It comes out kind of orange. I get really dry lips, especially this time of year. I don't know who else is watching this, if anybody. I live in Central Maine. It is cold. It has finally started to snap. It's just, we've hit that cold season, and it's not going to be warm again until probably June. The next step that I like to do is contour my face. I just take a little bit of this really old, obviously a favorite of mine, I hit pan a long time ago. This is NYX Taupe Powder Blush. I use this to contour. Us poor pale girls, we have a hard time finding colors that work for our face. My face shape has kind of changed over the years. I was a dancer for many years, and so my face, obviously when I was young, was very slim and slender. Now it has definitely changed more into a round face shape as I've gotten older. I'm also around 4 months pregnant right now, so you know, sometimes we just add a little bit of shape to our face. Whatever's left over, I just brush underneath my chin. I don't ever take it into my temples. I just don't see that that's me. Sometimes I switch it up and I use the Real Technique contour brush. I love this brush. So after that, I normally go in with my highlighter. I don't know, a lot of girls do their highlighter last, but I like to do this step first. I take MAC Soft and Gentle, and I like to use this on like a big old fluffy e.l.f. blush brush. What I normally do is just tap it in there a couple of times, pick up about that much product, swirl it around in the cap, dust it off, and then apply it to the high points of my face. I find that if I go straight in and don't dust it off, it ends up being too glittery on my face, and I don't like that. Especially where I work in a public high school, it's not like I'm going out. I find that this stuff here is really glittery. It's beautiful on your eyes too. A lot of days when I'm just doing a simple makeup, I take this and I put it all over my eyelids too. Actually, I might do that today. Put a little bit of brown in the crease, and then I'm out the door. So it's really easy. Next step that I do is brows. I wait to do blush last, and so that I can see how my eye makeup has turned out. I take the little spoolie end of my NYX MicroBrow pencil in ash brown, and I comb up my brow hairs, obviously. And I do this whether or not I am putting makeup on for the day or not. I think that brows kind of make your face. They frame your face. They just can do a whole heck of a lot for you. So I just take my brow pencil that's very well loved, and I just fill in just a whisker. I don't have awful brows for sure, but I do like to fill in just a little bit of the sparse. So that's my brows done, and then what I do is I take a little bit of brow gel. I use NYX Control Freak. Love this stuff. Brows, I've tried numerous brow products, and I find that the Anastasia one is really great. However, if you rub your brow or touch it at all throughout the day, it does flake off. So I really don't like that. On a normal day, I go in with like my Lorac Pro matte palette. But most days, once I put blush and a little bit of mascara on and a little bit of face spray, I'm done. So today I'm going to choose the Milani Blossomtime Rose Powder Blush in number 11. And what I do is I take it on a Real Techniques blush brush, swirl it around a little bit, again, tap off the excess. Because I'm so fair, I really don't need a ton of blush on there. I do like to put some on so that way I don't look like a ghost. I have a funny story. I had a little kindergartner ask me one year, I was doing an internship, and he was like, "You look like you're dead." And I was like, "Excuse me?" And he said, "Well, you're too white to be alive." And so, oh my goodness, after that day, I started wearing blush, and I never got a comment from a 5-year-old again. I'm going to go ahead and curl my eyelashes. I think that can do so much for your eyes in general. But once you do this step, I don't ever take too long curling them. I have pretty good eyelashes for the most part. I don't know if I can talk while I'm doing this, but I just put on a light coating of mascara, and I switch. So I use my right hand for my right eye, my left hand for my left eye. I know that that's kind of weird, and I forgot to mention I'm using the Full and Soft by Maybelline. I use this all the time when I'm out or running low. Oh no, I'm buying a new one. So I really don't know if I can talk while I'm doing this, but we'll see. I normally am telling my 3-year-old to go brush her teeth at this point in my makeup, so figure if I can do that, then I can probably talk through this. If you get any on your upper lid, because I have hooded eyes sometimes, I notice that it goes straight up onto my crease area. I just grab a Q-tip, take a little bit of makeup remover. I use the Garnier one with the red cap. I just use a little bit and wipe it off. So pretty much this is my everyday look. Last step is this Maybelline Master Fix. I love the L'Oreal one too. L'Oreal one's just a little bit pricier. I just shake it up and then go ahead and spritz. And then I'm done. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. I know that this is my first video. I hope that it's going to get a whole lot better. I would love if you were to go ahead and hit the like button or the subscribe and stay with me on this journey. I really do think that this is going to be fun. So have a great afternoon or evening wherever you are, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye guys.